Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the fifth and final match. I hope you've been enjoying the video so far. And yeah, look at this. Finally. I mean, not say finally, like we haven't had good hands, but I would say this is probably the best hand we've had in a while. Best opening 7. And this is not even that great, right? It's still 4 lands. Looks like our opponent mulliganed to 6 and scryed to the bottom. So I think Thoughtseize is going to be really important here. If this is Eldrazi Tron, then we want to be able to get a Chalice of the Void out of their hand. They also have a Path to Exile and an Eldrazi Displacer. I think if I take the Path to Exile, it means they're on track to casting. This is just mono white Eldrazi and taxes. I think I definitely should be taking the Thought-Knot Seer here. We can Lightning Bolt the Eldrazi Displacer and feel good about that. So if this is Destined Taxes, then we definitely want to pop our fetches sooner rather than later. Because they do play cards like Leon and Arbiter. Now, of course, we have removal, but we don't want to get caught in a spot where it's just like we can't pay for Leon and Arbiter's cost. So our opponent is probably now considering whether they want to play out their Eldrazi Displacer. And I think if I was my opponent, I mean, I probably would, right? Oh, they drew a Plains, so I guess they were thinking whether they want to reveal that to us. Sure. Eldrazi Displacer is in. Yeah, I think I'm okay with just firing off this Faithless Looting right now. And there's a Blood Moon. And I mean, they have the Plains, but I definitely want the Blood Moon in this matchup. So I think I can discard the Foundry and the Mountain. And then I'll just go ahead and Lightning Bolt that right now. So them drawing the basic Plains was actually pretty good, but Blood Moon does shut them out of... Wow, okay, so, wow. we might have screwed up. I mean, we talked about it ourselves, didn't we? We want to use our fetch lands. Can't use it, can't use it. Alright, Thoughtseize, not the worst card. So we definitely want to kill that before we fetch anything. We know one of the cards in our opponent's hand, so we definitely want to go and get a Swamp here. And worst case scenario, we get a Path to Exile out of their hand. Yeah. Oh, I guess we knew both cards, right? They haven't played the Shefet Dunes yet. So if we draw another land here, then we're in a good spot. Our opponent obviously can cast, well, Field of Ruin. Sure, we'll get a Mountain. Obviously, that's less lands in our deck for us to draw at this point, which is I don't know if we should be scared necessarily, but, well, if we're not casting Blood Moon, at least we have other cards to cast. Shefet Dunes, another Blade Splicer, wow. And they even have the second Plains here, wow, ugh. So if we draw another land, we can kind of pop that Blade Splicer in one fell swoop. Wall of Omens, I did not know they play Wall of Omens, but that means they probably play a decent number of Restoration Angels in this build. Interesting. Our opponent's going for the all-out attack here. Makes sense. Effective Brutality, huh? I think at this point we probably want to just discard the Blood Moon. Target creature, target loses 2 life. Well, I don't know if we want to do that, actually. Let's just go ahead and kill that. Means they can't blink it with Flicker Wisp. We go ahead and swing in here for 2. Our opponent takes 2 of that. And we have a good amount of chump blockers here, so I'm definitely happy with that. Beyond an Arbiter. Alright, that was a really good draw for them. It means we need a natural land drop. Okay, well, they're trading the Arbiter. I think I'm happy with that. It could just have more Arbiters. I'll go ahead and block the Golem. Man, this game seemed really in our favor, and then our opponent just drew the exact card we didn't want to see. which we should have probably played around. All right. Please don't have another Leonin. Oh my god! Oh, well. For a second, I thought I really screwed up there. I thought they had a Leonin Arbiter out in play. Wow. All right, that's... I think we want to do this on their upkeep to play around Restoration Angel. I don't want to attack right into a Restoration Angel right now. I think considering we have double black, so we want to destroy target artifact and make our opponent discard a card. Alright, I guess it was just a plains. Flicker Wisp, yeah. So I mean, Lingering Soul shuts that off pretty well. Let's see, do we just want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Is getting this Blood Moon down even worth it when they already have double plains? Don't think so. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wow, wait a second, I can't. Oh no. Oh my god. Yeah, this was a screw up on my part. I didn't have to take that point of damage. Yep, so I guess playing this Blood Moon is okay. I apologize, guys. There is a construction truck outside. It's a lot of construction going around lately. Alright, hopefully our opponent's sitting on like a bunch of Thought-Knot Seers now. Aether Vial, okay. Ooh. That's really good. That was one of the most perfect draws. I'm going to go ahead and do that first. Alright, now we have blockers for the Flicker Wisp as well as a Lightning Bolt in hand. And we can still attack. Alright, opponent blocks there, makes a lot of sense. I don't think we need to block the Flicker Wisp, bolt the Flicker Wisp right away. I think we can block with a Spirit Token as necessary. Draw step. Okay, I think we lead off with Faithless Looting here. Probably discarding this Thoughtseize in the process and digging towards some more interaction. Inquisition's not the worst card in the world, but I don't think I really want it right now. Well, it might not be the worst. I probably want to discard Thoughtseize and that. And then I want Inquisition right now to make it so that Bedlam Reveler is a little bit bigger. Opponent is sitting on a Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, let's just get aggressive here. If my opponent wants to block the Young Pyromancer, yeah, I'm totally okay with that. So Blood Moon actually doing work here. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'll just say okay to that. Don't want to get blown out by anything out of our opponent here, so I'm just going to hold up interaction. At least bluff. We do have a Lightning Bolt, but at least they have to respect the potential bluff. Alright, they play the plains. Blade Splicer. That's not a bad one. Guess I probably want to bolt that right now. Wow, Kolaghan's Command? Huh. So I think I have lethal here, right? They have to block the Bedlam, and then they have to block that card, and that's 7. Oh, that's only 7? Only 7 damage does make this kind of awkward. So for this attack, I think I want to attack with everything but leave back young Pyromancer. And we'll see how they want to block here. Because if they don't block everything, they still go to 6. I guess attacking with young... Wait, did we have lethal? Oh, we did have lethal. Yep, sorry, missed lethal, guys. I'm sorry, I was doing my math all wrong for some reason. Opponent goes to 6 here, but thankfully we still have the kill. Target player discards a card and deals 2 damage. Yeah, that's missed lethal on my part. I apologize, opponent, for the slow roll. Okay, so mono white Eldrazi and taxes. How do we want to beat this deck? You know, having enough removal is really important. I like engineer explosives as it's okay sometimes against our opponent going really wide. Kumbal is not the worst. It's a blocker on the ground. Anguish Unmaking is not the worst either. Hazoret is a great extra threat against a deck that does have Path to Exile, but that's not the end of the world. In this matchup, I actually think Collective Brutality is pretty... I mean, Collective Brutality could strip like a Path to Exile plus kill a creature, but I think the odds of that are happening are pretty low, and they have a lot of creatures that are out of range of that, and it's expensive, especially on the draw. So I think on the draw, I'm okay with cutting Collective Brutality. And again, because they're Death and Taxes, they're not just Eldrazi, we don't want these Molten Rains. Wear Tear is probably not enough to bring in just for Aether Vial. And then we have to really consider whether this Kumbal is even good. I don't think it's good enough. I don't think Kumbal is good enough. I do think Hazoret is good enough. I do think Anguish Unmaking is good enough, and I do think Engineer Explosive are good enough. So it depends what last card we want to cut. They do have a fair amount of planes, so on the draw, I think 1 Blood Moon is just fine. We don't need... We do want to have a good amount of cheap interaction. I actually like Thoughtseize Inquisition against this deck. They are a deck that needs multiple pieces to really lock you down, so like a turn 1 Inquisition can set them a little bit off tilt, you know. Unfortunately, we'll have to mulligan this hand because we have 0 lands. Not like this, not like this. If we have exactly a red fetch on top, this hand is okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep. Bedlam Reveler on top. Not great. Especially if they go turn 2 like Leonin Arbiter. That's an Aether Vial. Alright, that's a red fetch. I think I want to shock it into play. Alright, this could be a game of Magic, guys. Not to worry. If our opponent plays a Displacer here, Thalia. Yeah, I was worried about Thalia. We could Inquisition here. Take away something like an Arbiter, but if they have land plus Thought Knot's here, then we won't get really a chance to deal with this Thalia. So I think I'm just going to go ahead on my turn. Just kill this Thalia. Say go. Pass the turn. Hope to top deck a land. Hope my opponent does not have a Thought Knot Seer here to punish us, as that would be rough. If my opponent plays like a 3-drop here and we hit a land off the top, we can K-Command, kill their 3-drop as well as kill their Aether Vial, which could be pretty good. Eldrazi spells. Yeah, Eldrazi Displacer. That's also what I was worried about. That's going to be really hard for us to actually kill that. Yeah, these tokens are like pretty... Yeah, maybe I sequenced my turn. I think I sequenced things pretty wrong there. Do you have a Leonin Arbiter here? Yeah. Wow, yeah, so I sequenced things wrong. I should have Inquisitioned my opponent's turn and then saved up Bolt for this turn. Now that Inquisition was a dead draw, and we're pretty screwed. We're going to get swung for 5 here. We need to draw a Lightning Bolt effect sooner rather than later. Our opponent... Oh no, did they draw Thought Knot Seer? Yeah, hey. If you got it, you got it. And now we're at the mercy of the combination of Displacer plus Thought-Knot Seer. I imagine they take this K command. Oh, they took Lingering Souls. I guess that buys us the most time. But now they don't have the mana for what they want to do, so I'm just going to take the opportunity to... Whoops. Destroy target artifact, deals 2 damage to any target. This might slow them down just a little bit. The Chef at Dunes is not lethal, so if we draw something like a Dreadbore, Terminate, Lightning Bolt, we could be in an okay spot. Alright, looks like our opponent is going to swing in here. Yeah, that missed sequence, now double Displacer, I think that's like almost impossible to beat here. We can try to, yeah, we can, I mean, we'll play to our outs, I guess. We don't, yeah, we don't have any outs. Oh god, Eldrazi's. Friggin' Eldrazi's. Freaking Eldrazi's. Let's bring in the second Blood Moon on the draw, on the play. Let's cut this EE. Maybe EE is just a little bit too slow and too taxing under Thalia. So here we definitely want to play first. So this is the kind of hand that is very risky, but it is keepable. It is very keepable. We have the Inquisition to disrupt our opponent on turn 1. We have Faithless Looting to dig for a land if we don't hit one next turn. And we have Lightning Bolt as cheap interaction. So this is definitely a sequence of draws here. An opening hand here that has a very high ceiling in terms of its power level, but it could also just fizzle out if we don't draw well. And our opponent looks like they mulliganed to 6, and let's see how they scryed. They scryed to the top. We might want to think about that when we're, attacking their hand here. If they have like five spells, 1 land, they probably kept the land on top, and that means maybe we don't want to take like an Aether Vial necessarily. Here I imagine they still probably have a land on top. I have to imagine. I think here we want to take the Blade Splicer. That card is going to be the most annoying for us to deal with, and we have a Bolt for the Eldrazi Displacer. Alright, Thoughtseize is not bad. Hitting a land is also not bad at all. I think we want to discard the second Looting, and I think we want to keep our big expensive stuff. So arguably we want to discard Young Pyromancer, but no, maybe we just want to discard Bedlam Reveler. We can always get it back with Liliana. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we can go ahead and Thoughtseize here. And I think we want to take the Restoration Angel. Not too afraid of Wall of Omens. Oh, they played their Ghost Quarter? Yeah, okay. So now we just need a third land. Third land, we're in business. Third land, we can start flashback lootings. We can probably cast Lingering Souls. Alright, Eldrazi Displacer, or Blade Splicer. It's pretty good. Personally, I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and play Liliana, the Last Hope, tick it up on the Blade Splicer. Just start getting that out there. And if my opponent wants to attack my Liliana for 3, I think that's fine. Sure. And now it doesn't even have First Strike either, which is, I think, relevant. Double white. Gideon Ally of Zendikar. Holy crap. Oh, what a rip. What a rip from our opponent. That is so good here. That is incredibly good here. I don't even know what to say. Blood Moon. Look, Blood Moon's a great card, but is it better than Lightning Bolt here? It might be better than land. I don't think so. I think I think we just discard Blood Moon and Lingering Souls. Yeah, that Gideon is a thing. Let's go ahead and flash back the souls. Shock that into play. Yeah, attacking doesn't really do much. Question is, which one do we want to shrink here? Probably want to shrink the 3-drop creature. Could be wrong, 3-power creature, but the problem is if we start burning this bolt on Gideon. Yeah, so it'll make him 2 tokens here. This is what this Gideon will do. Because next turn, oh my god! That is also such a ridiculous rip here. The Eldrazi Temple. So the way we want to block is like that, I believe. Yeah, maybe I guess I was supposed to shrink the Night Ally because that means it can't attack. Yeah, that was a silly mistake for me. All right, Displacer is in. I think we have to bolt the Displacer. As annoying as this Gideon is going to be, we have to get this off the board. Yeah, it's gonna blink one of our spirits here. Yep, and that is rough. That is definitely rough. Don't know any card in their hand. We could, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could get back Reveler here. Yeah, I'm just going to cash in this Lily. Let's go ahead and return Bedlam Reveler to our hand. Yeah, I think I'm okay firing off this Inquisition here. Get a Wall of Omens, not bad. Bedlam Reveler costs 2, so we really want to hit a Lightning Bolt here. No Lightning Bolt, but we can still chip in for damage at Gideon here. Lightning Bolt would have allowed us to clear this Gideon before he got out of control. But at least we can start chaining Bedlam Revelers if we need to. Oh god, not a Thought-Knot Seer here. You gotta be kidding me. I hate being a salty dog, but this is definitely fueling my salt glands. Let's just say that. So there goes our Bedlam Reveler pretty handily. They could take the Blood Moon if they're scared of Blood Moon. I can't imagine that they're scared of Blood Moon right now. I have to imagine that they're afraid of me just going out of control with cards in my hand. Alright, we gotta grind through this Gideon Allies end of card just naturally. Now I feel really dumb citing out engineered explosives. Like EE on 0 obviously would have been great on this board state. But yeah, there goes Bedlam Reveler. Our opponent doesn't really have any safe attacks. They can fire up Gideon if they want, put it up to 4. But that means they're not developing their board, and they're probably not attacking with anything else. So, generally a good spot for us. Let's see, do we have any basics in the yard? We don't have any basics in the yard. Which means that, yeah, double Ghost Quarter. Yeah, well, I mean, it's annoying. But we do have the lootings in the yard to make use of that. We already have a Lingering Souls in the yard, don't we? Yeah. I mean, alright, our opponent is going wide here. Opponent is going very wide. If we draw a land, it might be advantageous for us to play Blood Moon plus Flashback Lingering Souls. The sooner we clear this Gideon, the sooner this board state becomes manageable. Dreadbore. Dreadbore? Wow. Fan-frickin-tastic draw. Yep. And I think in terms of a clogged board state, we do a little bit of a better job grinding. And in fact, I think I'm even going to get in for one here. Yeah, get in with that spicy hit. Yeah, our opponent does not have great attacks here. They drew planes, so if they want, they can like Sheffet Dunes here. This might be one of their last opportunities to get in a good Sheffet Dunes attack. But we can, I think we have pretty okay blocks there. We can double block the Thought-Knot Seer, and then just get another card off of that, and then we can like chump the others. And then we still have Young Pyromancer on the board. This is quite a fight. This is quite a fight. Fighting for that 4-1 here. I gotta say, my opponent is doing their best here. I'm not gonna lie. They are doing their best. Sheffet Dune seems to be like their best line of play here. Especially because they know we have Blood Moon, and they know that we're likely to play it. Yep. Interesting. So they swing with everything. They see that that's their line to victory. So that gets rid of the Thought-Knot Seer. Let's go ahead and soak up some damage here. I'm going to save one spirit. I think we can take 3 here. Sweet, we draw a card. Sweet, a lot of good stuff going on here. Let's go ahead and just looting. Well, do we want to just play the Blood Moon right now? This might be a good opportunity to get Blood Moon down. Yeah, I think I'm okay taking the opportunity to Blood Moon there. It means shuts off Thought-Knot Seers. Wall of Omens, go ahead as a redraw. And next turn we can looting. Sure, attack with everything. I think that's okay for us. We take, yeah. We take 4, go to 8. Let's go ahead and flash back this looting here. Remembering to keep up a black mana for our Lingering Souls. Actually, Inquisition might not be the worst card in this spot. Oh my god, Inquisition is just like the worst card in this spot. What am I doing? I guess I just discarded a land instead. Alright, let's grind through here. Alright, we're really hoping to find a Bedlam Reveler here. That'll help us refuel the board. Rest in peace! No! Anguished Unmaking, we have a Blood Moon out. No, rest in peace, rest in peace. I think we're gonna start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was so good for our opponent. I think we discard these 2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Jeez. Oh. If there's one card that could get my opponent back into this game, it was Rest in Peace. Oh my god. Let's go ahead and double block here. The reason I played out my land was because we could still hit 8 mana for Thalia. Okay. Wow. Just wow. So quickly the tide of the game turns just because of that damn rest in peace, huh? I think we have to chump here. Otherwise, we're dead. Fatal Push does keep us alive. I'm going to do it on their upkeep in case they have Restoration Angel here. Although if they had Restoration Angel, they should probably just flash it in right now. Okay, well, we're hanging on. And we're not really hanging on. And we're dead. Wow. Just shocking. Just absolutely shocking. I don't know if we're supposed to play around Recipes in any way at all, but maybe we're not even supposed to play Blood Moon, keep up white in case they play Rest in Peace. Whew! That is so sad. That is so sad here. It's so hard for me to let go. It's so hard for me to let go because I think we're dead here. Just like one more point of damage somewhere too buys us another turn. Buys us a turn to maybe hardcast a Bedlam Reveler. 3-2, huh? 3-2. We fought as hard as we could, but it was only a 3-2. Let's see, and we don't even get to see the next card in our deck because Magic Online hates us. That feels so bad. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a bit of a salt train here, but that's okay. Hope you enjoyed the matches and you got to see a nice back and forth here. Really, really swingy game. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for the closing comments coming up in just... Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the closing comments here with Mardu Pyromancer. Every time I play the deck, I love it more and more, only because it feels so rewarding, but at the same time, it feels so punishing when you think back and you look at your games and you're like, maybe I could have made a slightly different decision that could have benefited me a little bit more. I think there were a few of those in this league this time, and so we ended up with a 3-2 record, right? We beat Tron, we lost to Living End, we beat that Artifact Prison deck, we beat... I forget what was the fourth match we played, but then we played against Eldrazi and Taxes in the fifth match. So, came out with an overall record of 3-2, which is a positive record, which means we made our money back and we made a little bit more out of that too. But at the same time, I think we got to... Humans. We beat Humans. We got to test this deck even more, and I'm actually very happy with the Blood Moons, 2 Blood Moons in the deck. I feel like you don't want that much more, because they're good in certain matchups, but they're not great. And I think, you know, having 3 in game 1 can be really awkward against certain decks. In regards to the Planeswalker package, I actually really liked one of both. I think they were both useful in each scenario, and we tend to clog up the board where like a Liliana the Veil Ultimate is actually super, super relevant, but so is a Liliana the Last Hope Ultimate. They're both ultimates that are very relevant that we can start going off from turn 3, and I just really, really think they're both powerful. You want a mix of both. Liliana the Last Hope, great against little critter decks, but also has natural synergy with our own deck, buying back Bedlam Reveler. It's almost like K-Command number 4 in certain ways, that it's also a Planeswalker that has dual modes. It's a dual modal spell, right? And that's what I really like about Liliana the Last Hope. So I'm a fan of one of each, and I like the removal suite in the deck. I think there's still an argument to fitting in a Manamorphose in here somehow. I can't say how, I don't know how, but there's probably a way to do it. And also, Anguished Unmaking kind of feels awkward when you play Blood Moon, so you sometimes want to bring both in certain matchups, and then you still can't deal with, like, enchantments. So, I don't know, obviously there's probably no, like, red or black card that deals with enchantments other than Engineered Explosives, which makes me think that we probably want the second Engineered Explosives before we want the first Anguished Unmaking. That's just me spitballing there. That's what I think is probably correct, but, you know, it's worth testing a little bit more, probably. Anyways, overall, I think we had some really great matches, got a lot of back and forth. I think our sideboard here is pretty solid, aside from the Anguished Unmaking. I liked having all of these cards in my sideboard. I think they're relevant in one matchup or another. But again, I think we probably want the second Engineered Explosives in here, as it's just really useful, really, really useful. Moving forward, so again, usually you'll probably notice that I take breaks from Mardu Pyromancer you know, every two decks or so. So I come back to it every second or every third deck. And I'm going to keep it that way, okay? I really enjoy Mardu Pyromancer. I really enjoy getting better with it as I play it. I realize there's more lines, there's more to explore with the deck, and it's just a very enjoyable deck to play overall, very rewarding decisions, but also very punishing if you make mistakes. And that's actually what I really look for in a Magic deck, to force you to kind of get better. Because you don't want to play a deck that you make mistakes, but you could have played better and you never get punished because it's just a small punishing. But, you know, with a deck like this, each mistake can really go a long way in helping you lose, you know what I mean? Overall, thank you so much for watching. I think that's going to be a wrap for us today. That's 5 matches in this Modern Competitive League. Hope you enjoyed them. If you liked what you saw, please like the videos. Please consider subscribing so you're up to date with all the content that I make. Again, I got a lot of free time coming up over this summer break before I head back to do my second year of my master's, my hopefully last year, assuming I don't have to take any extra time. So during the school year, I have far less time as I have a job and I'm also teaching, and you know, I'm also doing research on my own. And I should really be doing research right now, which I'm not doing. But the point is, I hope you enjoy the content that's coming out right now, because I have a lot more free time right now to make it, whereas later down the road I don't have as much time. Anyways, that's going to be a wrap. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys later.